Now she's on my Facebook page, the new one I created just for my art. Last week I started on her. I'm still not completely sure, but I tried to give her some hair and stuff, but I don't know. There's a piece of paper here, some other little things glued down because the book was falling apart. And as I was learning from other artists, the layers and layering of, you know, different things. It's really interesting what comes about. That's a great camera, by the way. What am I going to do with her? I don't know. She's another one too. I'm changing her eyes. I didn't like it. I've done some changes. The whole thing. The stencil. It's a Donna Downey stencil. She is definitely one of my biggest inspirations for starting the art journal things, but I don't do it every day. I should. And then there are days where I'm like, well, there were many days where I said I wish I could get to it, but I couldn't get to it. This transformed out of finger painting, and then I kind of, you know, I said, well, there's a flower there that happened in there, and then I kind of added some here and there where there was black, and there was something I swirled with my fingers, and that popped out, and it just kind of, sometimes your imagination can take hold and you can see things in them. Other times I'm like, I can't see anything on this page. There's nothing happening, and it's not happening in my head. So that's when I start to look at someone else's stuff like Zentangle, and Zentangle had some of these. So this kind of transformed from the Zentangle and different, just a couple different things, and I said, well, I'm gonna just draw them in there. Of course, you can obviously see the background on this was just smears, so there was no real blobs there that said, oh, I'm a flower, but there was on this one. It said to me all over the place, this is what I saw. Even though the sharp jagged lines and things weren't there, there were elements of paint. And then after I had gotten to that certain stage, I went in and sharpened it up, and then I deepened the colors in different areas. But this was originally a finger painted mess. Same with this one. Watercolor and finger paints, and then a little bit of some elements, a couple places where I looked at Zentangle. I don't think that this represents Zentangle, a little bit here, and then this one that I really love, I put it on the front and the back of this book that's from, can't get that in there, 1909. Yes, I've destroyed a book that was over 100 years old. And I think what I'm going to do is put some colored paper in here. I'm not going to make it into a vintage book. I have on Facebook. I started working in it last night, and this is what I'm working on. Just saw her face sitting here in this light colored part of it. This gives you more of an idea of what I was trying to say. These little blobs of paint, I said, well, those are going to be flowers now. And then I just saw the way this movement was, and I decided to, you know, throw in the little leaf elements, and it looks like she's kind of coming out of, you know, some kind of jungle or flower patch, I don't know. I took one of the Donna Downey stencils I have on, put it around that this morning, and she's just kind of going to sit there for a while until I make time. But that's kind of what's going to be going on in here. I didn't specifically pick any particular papers for my art journals the way that I do when I'm doing a book for sale. Those are just thrown in there. The books for sale, I do pick. I am very picky with what gets picked for them. This, unfinished. But, yeah, I didn't pick through. I just said, yeah, that's good size. It works. Get it in there. Okay, so now you know a little bit about the paint. And also scraps. Scraps get cut into the sizes that work. These are going in books. They get decorated. They get stamped later. I'm making envelopes. It's not like I'm sitting here going, well, I gotta do, you know, 10 envelopes or whatever. It's kind of wherever my mind wandering takes me. I love this one because when I saw this, it definitely brought out a darker kind of evening ocean feeling to me. The sun setting and little bits of white I added later, and just stamped in the boat here on the water. So whatever you see, you see. You might see something different. You might just see blobs of finger paint. I saw a lady a few years back. She can pull out different things from her watercolor, and she says, well, I see like a little fairy here, and then I see over here a tree. So I'm not the only one that does this kind of thing once in a while. I can't do it every day. It's not like it pops out, but I love it when a face pops out of a piece of artwork. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. But this face, very, very mildly and weakly, was popping through some of the stuff going on, and I said, oh, there's a face. Of course, I have now intensified the face.